Hello dear friends, in my previous video we have almost completed the discussion on act number 2 of Nagamandala by Girish Karnad. We also discussed the brief story of Nagamandala, decorated or arranged in act number 1 and act number 2 by the dramatist. How the ancestral and traditional touch is given to this drama, that is Nagamandala by Girish Karnad, we have also seen through the story. It is quite essential to see or discuss a critical appreciation of this drama by Girish Karnad. As you know, the play Nagamandala is based on the two oral stories from Karnataka that the playwright Girish Karnad heard from his mentor, Professor A.K. Ramanujan. A.K. Ramanujan is a very well-known poet of Indian English literature. In our college days, we have studied his poems. So, Professor A.K. Ramanujan was the mentor of Girish Karnad, who told these stories to Girish Karnad. And Karnad, through the play, exposes the exploitation and incarceration of women that occurs through the institution of marriage, and how myths display the fears of men in society and are thus inherently patriarchal and are used in order to control and restrict the actions of women. It is the specific allegation made by Girish Karnad, which actually he saw in his entire life, at the same time in our ancestral period or age, through which he observed some kind of exploitation and incarceration of women in old days, at the same time in recent days also, through the institution of marriage. Marriage is a very firm and concrete institution in our India, which helps many more families to live together. But there is an exploitation of women in the family due to this marriage institution, and overall the rituals, the incidents and all the things arranged for this marriage institution, Girish Karnad blamed this total situation and institution. How the woman activities or actions are controlled by men or male-dominated society, he tries to explore in this drama. The play also mocks the idea of chastity and aims at the emancipation and empowerment of women. Under the idea of chastity, women are and have been continuously exploited by male in this male-dominated society. Girish Karnad also focused on the empowerment of women also. The play is based on the rural setting and centered around the life of Rani we have seen. Rani is a major character in the drama. The whole incidents and situation are going around that central character, who is the everyday submissive rural Indian woman who is married off to a man by her parents, who arranged the marriage without taking into consideration her wishes. This is a common thing that parents usually suppress that woman to marry someone else, which is already decided by parents. There is no single thought of what the woman thinks about her own marriage. Parents are usually not asked to the particular girl about her own marriage. Means the male counterpart or male partner is some way bothered or suppressed on the entire life of the woman who is going to marry, because there is no a single desire of that woman who is going to marry with anyone male. The male, I would like to call him male because the male who is just going to marry without thinking of the mind of that woman to whom he is going to marry. The same case has happened with Rani here. So, her husband, a rich man named Appanna, which translates to any man. Any man's representation is done by this character, Appanna. The name is a symbol employed by Karnad to highlight that this is the reality of most weddings that occur. This is the reality in most weddings, that the particular girl who is going to marry does not like the person to whom she is going to marry. And such cases are happened in our male-dominated society as well as marriage institution. It is to show how marriage is a patriarchal institution that has always been unfair to women. Because there is no single consideration of woman's mind in this marriage institution, which is created by male-dominated society, and that's why there is no justice with women. It is clearly said by Girish Karnad. So, we have to think about this institution, and that's why Girish Karnad deliberately explored the situation in a very nice manner with this play. Like every girl, Rani goes to Appanna's house with the hopes of living a quiet domestic life that she has been conditioned to expect. But the reality she faces is horrendous. That is horrible. She faces the reality which is horrible one. On the first day of their marriage, Appanna locks her in the house and goes to visit his mistress. Somebody else, another lady, Appanna goes to visit at the night, and he locks her, means Rani, in the house. This goes on every day as Appanna's treatment of Rani is subhuman, and he neglects her needs. Newly married couple should live together. This is unwritten rule in Indian marriage system. But what Appanna does, he locks her in the house and goes to the mistress, another lady. She is kept isolated from society, and due to the conditioning she has undergone in her patriarchal setup, she does not have the courage to question Appanna and better her condition. She does not have courage. Like any girl in Indian marriage institution, married girl does not have courage to ask question to her husband. This stands to show that women in society lose the agency to question, but when they violate the prescribed patriarchal norms, they are questioned immediately. On the other hand, if any woman crosses the limits or violates the prescribed patriarchal norms which is suppressed on her since from her birth, they are questioned immediately. Women are questioned immediately if they cross the deadline. But the same is not happened with the male counterpart, because patriarchal institution, society does not allow women to ask questions about their wrong deeds in this society. So the same is not the case for men who are free to do as they please. So I request you to try to understand the Rani's physical and mental situation reflected in this drama, and the Appanna's treatment to Rani for his mistress, to whom he usually visits at night. There is no question is raised by Rani for her husband's wrong deeds, because she does not have courage. So this is the situation. We will discuss more critical aspects of the drama in my next video. Till then, thank you.